So game 1, round 1 of the WNBA playoffs, we got through with it. I had fun. I feel like things were as expected. I was not expecting the Phoenix Mercury to take a loss at home. Thought for sure they had the first game in the bag because the first one is so important. But looking at the Aces, I was just smiling the whole time. When I see good basketball, my heart just swells. Like, I really love this game. So Aces just play beautiful basketball when they are at their best, and they have been at their best the past 17 games. I know we wiped the slate clean when it comes to playoff. They're now still undefeated, 1-0. And this is not an easy team to beat. Seattle has their struggles, but they are elite players. This is elite defense that you're seeing from the Aces from every position. But can we talk about Nalyssa Smith? I think that we just witnessed a birth. Playoff Nalyssa has been born. I'm talking about it was a block party in Vegas. Nalyssa threw it, and Asia Wilson was the co-host, okay? When we look at their offense, poetry in motion, and it's written, it's been orchestrated by Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray. Jackie Young had 7 assists, Chelsea Gray had 6. And it's been that way throughout this winning streak. They've really found a rhythm, and it's been beautiful to watch. I've been having to sit with the fact that at the beginning of the season, I was ready to dismantle this team naively, misunderstanding the process. Failure sometimes comes before the breakthrough. I was weak in my faith. Sometimes you get focused on the problems, and when you focus on everything that's going wrong, you're overlooking the things that have been going right, and they've been close the whole time. The little things on defense, small disconnects on offense. This team is showing us why they went back to back. They've been here before. They're showing their tenure and their poise. Because at this time, if you're still in it, you have to have poise to continue, composure, discipline. Each team turned the ball over. Seattle had 13 turnovers to the Aces 10, but Seattle conceded 21 points off of those 13 turnovers. Brittany Sykes had 5 turnovers. If you've been watching from Washington, we know that at times Sykes can be indecisive. Should I drive? Should I shoot this? Should I kick it? And that leads to mistakes. And I think that Seattle in general was suffering from that before she even arrived. Dominique Malonga had a big game coming off of the bench, and at this point, they got to let the rookie loose. Turn her loose. At this point, she's outperforming Ezzy McBagor. Their numbers are very close, but what's not close are the minutes played. I do understand that at times she can get in foul trouble, but look, she had 3 fouls, and so did Ezzy. Cheyenne Parker-Tyus has now been able to come into 2 games and play impactful minutes. And I was not expecting that post-baby. What these athletes are able to do, we cannot take for granted. Yes, I sit at this seat and I talk and I criticize, but make no mistake, not for one moment do I think that I can do what they can do. Parker-Tyus came in and played 11 minutes and had 7 points. She had 8 points in the Chicago game before. If this stays consistent, this is exactly the kind of usage they need coming off of the bench just for a few minutes or so at a time. We see that the playoffs are physical. And speaking of physical, the Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream game was just that. These teams, man, the turnaround time is so quick. They had like 48 hours to prepare for another battle. And the Atlanta Dream have to go to Gainbridge. They're going to have to lock in and continue to play this hard-nosed defense. Yes, Allisha Gray and Rhyne Howard had 40 points combined. They did their thing offensively, but a lot of their offense was fueled from their defense. As a team, the Atlanta Dream had 10 steals. Aliyah Gray and Brianna Jones had 3 steals each. The battle between Brianna Jones and Aliyah Boston just makes me want icy hot. Do you see the shoulders to the chest, straight to the rim? Aliyah Boston is an active post player. And she's stronger this season than she was last season. She had 8 points. She had 12 rebounds. But Brianna Jones is showing her poise. And to watch her evolution from the Connecticut Sun to now, she's playing a more pivotal role. And she was already a core piece, but she was also working with DeWanna Bonner and Alyssa Thomas. But now she's that player for the Atlanta Dream, and she works so hard. Those two are going to be one to watch heading back to Cambridge. And then you look at the numbers. The Atlanta Dream didn't get much play out of Brittany Griner, just 8 minutes. But that's really all they need. Nia Coffey and Tahina Pow both play minimal minutes, but it was really Maya Caldwell who came in and impacted the game for the bench. Just 4 points, but it's her defense. And sometimes those 4 points are pivotal. They're just what you need for that momentum shift. I'm disappointed in the lack of composure from Coach Stephanie White. I understand that she won that second challenge, but I don't think that second challenge was worth the taking in this type of game when you see how the referees are calling the game. It felt like a frustration decision, and sometimes subconsciously you're giving up in that moment. Like you're self-sabotaging because you're feeling defeated. And in that moment, the players definitely felt that energy. When Indiana got those back-to-back technicals in the fourth, the game was in reach. 11 points, but 8 minutes or so is enough time in the WNBA. That's nothing. That's just a few baskets. I think that Atlanta just did a really good job defensively with limiting what Aliyah Boston was able to facilitate. And right now, she has been their strongest facilitator. I'm interested to see what these Game 2 matchups are going to look like for all of these teams because we're going back to one team's home territory. It's the playoffs. Magic happened. But what are your thoughts, Hoops Tribe? How do you feel about these games? What are your predictions moving forward? Who makes it to the semifinals? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk hoops.